he just has so much to talk about, and he's just fascinating on so many different. You can tell the difference between my voice then and my voice now. And the listeners' questions that we got sent, thank you very much. We'll put them.
Well, he's had such an extraordinary career that in that Take Two interview, it is just like, okay, how much of this can you? Because the net is thrown so wide, and we do talk about things like
But how interesting that he's still paying for Nil by Mouth.
I know,
still paying for it.
Although, as I said, I think that may well finish. So he talked about the DVD. It's a Blu-ray. It's a BFI Blu-ray. Is available on the 5th. Some people might have got to see the film in the cinema, and it is interesting about seeing it projected. What he was saying about seeing it with an audience, I remember so clearly seeing it in Cannes, and then interviewing Gary at the time. Back 25 years ago. I think the most important thing to say about it is it is incredibly intense, and there are scenes in it which are so oppressive that you almost feel like I've got to get out. I've got to get out of here. But they need to be. And what's remarkable is that this is him writing and directing, and then not being followed by suddenly this writer-director career, but him going back to being an incredibly successful actor. Because what you see here, he cites Cassavetes, and I was talking about Alan Clark, and
could you just? I should have mentioned it then, but when he says Cassavetes, can you just fill in the blank?
So he means John Cassavetes, who has a very kind of particular. Quite often, you will hear. Often independently spirited filmmakers will refer to John Cassavetes as a certain kind of texture of, and also neorealism. It's a certain texture of making films that have the smack of reality. It's not a documentary thing. It's more poetic than that, but it's to do with making things that you absolutely believe in the world and those characters. And in the case of Nil by Mouth, you do. The performances are remarkable. Just if you look at the front cover of the Blu-ray, which was the poster image of Ray Winston looking up, and you can't tell whether it's anguish or ecstasy or it's something overwhelming. Kathy Burke's performance is extraordinary. Her character, the stuff that Kathy Burke's character goes through in the film is really, really harrowing. She won the Best Actress award at Cannes, and she famously had to be planed back to Cannes because she'd left. She turned up at Cannes. She did the thing, or maybe she wasn't. Anyway, she wasn't in Cannes. And Gary Oldman rang her and said, "You need to get on a plane because it turns out you're going to..." And, her performance is astonishing, but it's such a confident bit of filmmaking. And it's so heartfelt and it's so tactile that it's just remarkable that what didn't then happen was that Gary Oldman would become obviously he's a very fine actor who could, working all the time doing that. And I also imagine partly that when you put so much heart and soul into something like Nil by Mouth, you might not want to get straight back on the horse afterwards. But anyway, as I said, it's on Blu-ray, on the restored Blu-ray from Monday, and it is an extremely powerful piece of work.
Well, now that was a great video, I thought.
I couldn't take my eyes off it.
And neither could they.
Do you think they know that they can keep up to date with all things Kermode and Mayo's Take by checking out our social channels?
Well, they do now.
Yes, they do.